gladiator battles were a huge form of entertainment in ancient Rome. Every gladiator that stepped into the ring knew very well that they may end up dying in that fight. But what was life as a gladiator actually like? My name's Ethan, and in today's video I'll be telling you guys about the athletes of ancient Rome and how gladiators lived and trained. First of all, who were the gladiators? Well, gladiator warriors came from a plethora of backgrounds. Some were wanted criminals that were sentenced to death, some were just slaves that were forced into the industry, and some people just wanted to volunteer. With all these different backgrounds, and even though some people have been more notable than others, they all started from the same beginning. Everyone was given an equal starting point in their career. Where the path ends up splitting up is the different types of classes that they took. You see, there was a lot of variety in gladiator types. Think of it as choosing a major in college or a character class in a video game. There were a few classes of gladiators that I want to go over right now. First were the secutores, also known as chasers. These gladiators had an arm guard and a leg guard, and a helmet that was fully covered except for the two small holes for their eyes. For weapons, they carried a small sword called the gladios and a cylindrical shield for protection. If you prefer to be more agile, consider becoming a retiarius, who were much more lacking on the armor side, but wielded a long trident as well as a tactical net. This class was similar to that of a fisherman, and they also kept a small dagger with me if they ever need to go into close quarter combat. If you'd like me to break down more classes, because there are dozens of more gladiator types, let me know and I'll make another video about that topic. Also, if you haven't already, consider subscribing. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so make sure you share this video with your friends. Now, gladiator fights had to be entertaining, right? After all, it was a business. To keep matches interesting, there were limitations that were put on these gladiators, as well as hand-picked matchmaking to keep the crowds interested. Going back to the classes, the heavy secutores actually seemed to be an adaptation from the marmillo. The main difference being the marmillo having long fluffy feathers on the back of their helmet as well as larger eye holes. When going against an opponent such as the retiarius, the feathers on the helmet will get caught in the net easily, leading to a pretty disappointing fight. The secutores' helmets were much smoother, but in order to balance this, they made the eye holes purposely smaller to limit their vision. This will make it a lot harder to see and track the opponent, especially them being more agile than you. This will lead to more interesting fights and keeping things fresh for the audience. As gladiators won fights, they would start gaining a reputation. These unstoppable fighters were more like modern day celebrities, creating fan bases. The crowds would cheer for their favorite fighters and even start gambling and use the games as a way to bet money. Since these gladiators were technically celebrities, a lot of businesses would take advantage of them. A lot of these fighters would start doing sponsored content. Like if you were alive back then, you would probably see a picture of Spartacus on a wine bottle. I mean, and this practice is still used to this day. There's a lot of celebrities on like soda commercials, celebrity-based perfumes, literally everywhere. Fun fact, in the movie Gladiator, there's actually a scene taken out where Maximus was selling olive oil as a way to promote and get money. However, the scene was cut because the director thought it looked too unrealistic, even though stuff like that actually happened. Again, these gladiators were like celebrities. There are often tiers of gladiators, starting from literal nobodies and then working their way up to main event titles. Think of it as UFC fight cards. You usually have like the lower people and the people you don't really know at the bottom, and then there's like a main fight. There's like Canelo versus freaking Mike Tyson. I don't know, I don't really watch UFC too much. I should though. But yeah, it's pretty cool to see the things that we do today were also done 3,000 years ago. Anyways, what happens when a gladiator actually won? Like, do you get money or something? Well, since these fights were framed around business, obviously they would get money. They will also have to give money to their managers. And with this money, they were using it to receive better care, get more healthier meals, massages, better living quarters, all that kind of stuff. And basically it would be reinvested back into the business. Now, a lot of people that were forced into the career, like slaves, were also able to fight their way to freedom. However, criminals, like the ones that were sentenced to death, were usually the people that died and were executed in the arena. Volunteers probably had a debt to pay, or they just simply wanted to do it for fun. Whichever way, even if you were able to earn your freedom or finally retire from the career, you'd usually still be in it somehow. Most gladiators that retired usually became mentors and started to train the next generation of gladiators in gladiator school. It was pretty hard to escape that career path. So what do you guys think about these fights? Do you think the business is similar to today's age? Again, if you'd like a more detailed list about the types of gladiators, including chariot fighters, let me know and I'll be making another video about this. Anyways, if you'd like to know more about the Spartan warriors and how they trained, check out that video I made right here. And if you want more of this content, subscribe right now and share with your friends. Anyways, it's Ethan, guys, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.